The first thing that strikes you when you come to India is a sense of extreme contrasts. While some people are still shitting off the side of railway lines and eating from banana leaves, other people are drinking frappuccinos and wearing Gucci sunglasses. Along with this feeling of progress and moving forward, there's still this undercurrent of tradition and religion and superstition and an even more deeply ingrained caste system. I didn't realise quite how sharp these contrasts between new and old India were until I came here last year to research an article about sex trafficking. And on my very first day here, I met a group of temple prostitutes who told me about this ancient Hindu system where prepubescent girls are dedicated to a goddess, and for the rest of their lives they will become sex slaves of the temple. The name of that system is Deeva Darshi. This train's a little bit like the Darjeeling Limited, except we have cockroaches sleeping under our beds and there's no one serving sweet lime. Hello. So in the beginning, being a Deeva Darshi had nothing to do with prostitution. In medieval India, they were glamorous temple dancers and held high social status. They performed sacred religious rituals and danced for royalty in the name of a goddess called Yellamma. Over the centuries, the link between the Deeva Darshis and their temples gradually diminished, along with their social status. They became the paid mistresses of priests, then kings, and later rich landowners. In the 19th century, Western missionaries tried to abolish the tradition, calling it grotesque and immoral, driving the Deeva Darshis underground. Today, Deeva Darshis are no different to common street hookers, servicing drunk truck drivers and bored businessmen. Even though the practice has been illegal for over 20 years, up to 3,000 girls are still being secretly dedicated every year. We travelled to the border town of Sangli, which straddles the two southern Indian states of Karnataka and Maharashtra. Its red light district is home to hundreds of Deeva Darshi sex workers, and that afternoon we were invited there by Anitha, one of its most successful brothel owners. She's a member of an NGO called Sangli, which fights to empower local sex workers. Communication was pretty painful, as our interpreter Somshaker was having some trouble with his English. Everybody in the houses next door, this whole street, is also sex workers like Anitha?
Huh.
Yes.
Yes, sex workers like that.
So all the neighbourhood. And they're all friends who live around here? Everybody is friends?
Huh, everybody is friends.
So when the customer comes inside, the door closes. And there's
Anitha's customer is going, door is closing.
Mhm.
Another lady, Suma is another customer, work in this room.
she's not a customer, she is also a sex worker.
Sex worker.
And she uses this room?
sex worker ake.
ಆಕೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಭಿ
That's another one of Anita's friends is lying in that. Hello.
I am gay. I am sex worker.
This is what she's saying.
Ma'am,
You.
I am in this Anita's room. A customer in this room.
Tell me again. So are you talking as you? Are you telling me Somshaker? So you are sex worker.
I am sex worker.
You are a sex worker and you came to Anita's room. And
customer coming.
Yeah.
I work with in this room.
You work in this room and Anita work in this room.
This room.
This room. So you all work together. Okay.
तसं का नाही आज एवढं होतंय तसं का नाही 1 होतंय 2 होतंय 3 होतंय 4 होतंय 2 तासाला 200 देतो 300 देतो आणि कस्टमरला वर घेऊन येतो कस्टमर करतो आणि कस्टमर जाते आणि मी बी जाऊन खाली आणि बसते मी इथं स्वतः एकटी धंदा करतो माझं मी इथं मला कोण आणलं नाही मला कोण इथं ठेवलं नाही देवदासाला माझ्या मनानं नंतर मी धंदा करालो. मला धंदा करायला पाहिजे, मला पैसा कमवायला पाहिजे, चांगलं हे सगळं घर बांधायला पाहिजे, भांडे घ्यायला पाहिजे, टी व्ही घ्यायला पाहिजे, हे सगळं माझ्या डोक्यात आलं. आम्ही वाईट म्हणत नाही धंद्याला, चांगल्यासाठीच धंदा करते आम्ही.
The whole place is completely different to what I thought it would be. I kind of imagined these like really like seedy, anonymous kind of hotel-looking brothels, and actually there's kids running around everywhere. There's women like doing their laundry, making lunch, and it kind of feels like quite a tight-knit little community. The ladies of Sangli wouldn't let me leave without showing me the temple round the corner. It seemed like wherever there were brothels, the goddess Yellamma was never far away. For Anitha and her friends, being a Devadasi was nothing to be ashamed of. Sex work was their choice. They had condoms, power in numbers, and Sangram looking after them. But these were just the lucky few. For the vast majority of Devadasis, prostitution isn't a choice. It's forced upon them, and most often by their parents.
The system of traditional ritual prostitution, or what you call the Devadasi system, is one of the coping strategies where they feel that okay, by dedicating to the goddess, and then the girl child will be taken over by one of the landlords, but the landlord assures some kind of a regular income to the family.